Hello, everybody. Welcome to the BariConnected podcast. And today we're being joined by my wonderful friend, Rob DiMedio. Say hi, Rob.
Hey Brenda, thanks so much for having me on. Always an honor.
Rob's been our guest multiple times, and we've also had a lot of connections through different patient events and things like that. We were just together this last weekend, so we were catching up on that. We were at the Just Be You Awards banquet, and so we got to spend some time together there. It's just kind of been a little bit of a whirlwind. I'm really looking forward though to today's topic, and Rob's going to be sharing a little bit about some strategies for burning fat during weight loss. And his specialty is in physical fitness and nutrition. We're going to be talking about kind of like decluttering all of those internet myths and focusing on what it might realistically look like in your weight loss surgery journey. So kind of bring it in and ground it so that you can do something whenever, like something with this information when you're going to those summer cookouts, when you're basically doing all these things where you're um, just basically living life. And we're also going to talk about the intro is going to be why most struggle with fat loss in the summer. We're going to talk about eat to burn fat, not just to survive. We're going to be talking a little bit about training, less cardio, more muscle, and mindset and habits. And at that, Rob, I'm going to kind of just let you tell us a little bit more about yourself, why you got into this, and all of that.
Cool. So I'll put the screen up for anyone who doesn't need any more of my face in there. But like we said, we're going to go over 5 effective strategies for fat loss today because I like phonetics, like busy bariatrics. And I was like, how can I tongue tie myself 8 times when we go through all of this? So to give you an idea, like Brenda said, my name is Rob DiMedio. I am a NASM certified personal trainer and certified nutrition coach by night. By day, I am a high school history teacher. And in between all of that, I'm the founder and CEO of Busy Bariatrics, the host of the Busy Bariatrics podcast. And I've been able to maintain a weight loss of over 150 pounds for 4 years, coming up on 5 this June. Prior to weight loss surgery, I had lost 50 pounds through a lot of the strategies we're going to talk about today. And then I've lost an additional 100 pounds after weight loss surgery and have been able to maintain that, bulk up an extra 30 pounds to build muscle, and then lose that to shed down to get to as low as 10% body fat. So I think I know a couple things about how to burn fat, build muscle, and keep it off for good. But as always, that's the goal of today is to kind of just give everyone some strategies of what we see, why it works, and why it helps. Sound good? All right. So I will start flying through. If you have questions, please fill them through. To Brenda, I promise I talk quickly, so I will try to keep it slow, but we will answer all questions that come through as we get there. So many of you are probably in some part of the country that it may be starting to get warmer. You may be starting to think about like it's close to Memorial Day. We're getting to barbecue season. And I want you to think about other times in your life where you've lost weight only to gain it back again. Are you stuck in an all or nothing cycle with food and fitness? Are you one of those people who says, "Ooh, it's like 8 weeks till the beach. Let me do endless hours of cardio. Let me do 52 burn boot camp classes in 51 days. Let me live on a diet of chicken, broccoli, and diet air." Give me like a thumbs up in the chat, or if any of this resonates with you, or what are some strategies you've used in the summer. While you're doing that, I will tell you that do you ever feel like if this resonates with you, like throw the hands up, thumbs up, some sort of emoji. Do you feel like fat loss requires you to hate your life to be successful? Did everything that I said just sound like the worst thing ever? And I got to tell you, it does to me. Um, when I think of like having to do endless hours of cardio, not getting to eat any of my favorite barbecue foods, still struggling, and then only to gain like 5 pounds if I look at a slice of watermelon or a hamburger off the grill, causes way too much fear and stress for me during this time. The other part that we want to think about is like, how long have you been relying on motivation alone to get through your fat loss phase? How much do you think like I have to be motivated? I need like YouTube hype videos to get me going in the morning. I need to listen to like the Rocky theme song on repeat and go running upstairs. As someone from Philadelphia, that just plays in the back of our heads. But a lot of that is very common. And I say that because it's the reason why the weight loss industry is a billion-dollar industry and expanding every day. It's because it preys on a lot of our insecurities as people who have struggled with our weight and does not really give you the ideas of what it takes to maintain weight loss, only to lose it so that when you are ready, you gain it right back. So before we dive in, I'm going to give you the biggest reason people struggle to lose weight, and it's not having an effective fat loss phase. That comes down to the, you know what, I'm going to be super good Sunday to Thursday, and then Friday comes around and every slice of pizza looks better than the last one. It's the I'm going to go sober for 12 days, and then you get to that next Saturday barbecue and say, well, I haven't drank in 2 weeks. Let me have like 15 beers and, then three more burgers and all the good stuff. Or it's just the idea that like you're kind of like fat loss-ish. It's that like I'm kind of good, but then the cupcakes come around and it's like because I've restricted for so long, I'm having three or four more cupcakes. These are the common struggles that we in Busy Bariatrics see in our clients, in potential people, and throughout the weight loss community everywhere. And a lot of that can be fixed by following about 5 simple strategies that are sustainable in the sense that you can start them now and in 7 years from now, they will still be effective. And that if you continue to do them, you will continue to see results. So we will dive in with that. The first strategy that we recommend all our clients to do if they are looking to lose weight is to master their macros. Unfortunately, the laws of thermodynamics work, which means that if you are consuming more than you are burning, you will gain weight. If you are burning more than you are consuming, you will lose weight. No matter what, that is what a caloric deficit comes down to. There are some nuances and tricky things, but at the end of everything, you need to be taking in less calories than you're burning if you want to lose weight. And the quickest way or most efficient way to do that is to really learn how to track your macronutrients. Macronutrients consist of your proteins, carbs, and fats, and they help you understand where your calories are coming from and how to adjust them to support fat loss and muscle maintenance. Many times when clients come to us, they are not eating enough protein and they are having too many of the combination of carbs and fats. And I say it's a combination of carbs and fats because it's not necessarily the banana that has carbs that's causing the issue. It's the piece of chocolate cake that you're having three or four slices of. And it's because it's calorically dense more than anything else. So think of it this way. If I gave you 4 chicken breasts to eat, and that was about 24 ounces of chicken breast, you'd probably get through one, maybe one and a half, and you'd be like, oh my goodness, my stomach's full. I'm ready to take a nap. If I gave you 24 ounces of chocolate cake, you're probably going to be able to eat that and still have room for milk. It's that some foods are more calorically dense than others, and other foods are more nutritionally dense than others. The chicken's more nutritionally dense, whereas the chocolate cake is more calorically dense. Again, nothing wrong with chocolate cake, but having it in moderation and making sure that you are maintaining a fat loss or a caloric deficit is going to ensure that you have success with this. A lot of the times why we make our clients learn how to master macros is it shifts your focus from just eating good or bad foods, but finding a way to incorporate proteins, carbs, and fats in a way that works for everything. This can really help either post bariatric levels or if you are finishing up an extreme weight loss or if you've been on a GLP-1 and you're coming off. Many times, just having a basic understanding of how those three work and the relationship they have, as well as the amounts that you can have, allows you to have everything. So, the way that we implement it is we use a macro tracking app. I love Chronometer, and you can actually set it to about zero point 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. And you can research those numbers. So, for an example, I'm 5'11", although I have to put my shoulders up a little bit higher and stick my chest out and stretch my neck up every 2 years for more. But for that, I should be at about anywhere from 187 to 200 pounds. So we would set our protein goal at about 187 grams to 200 grams per day. The next thing we want to prioritize is fiber. Fiber is a very simple filling food. You can find it in most of your vegetables and some of your protein, but this is going to help you be fuller for longer, digest, and keep your body's blood sugar regulated. By having the proper combination of protein and fiber, it's going to help you stay within your caloric deficit. Rule of thumb of how I coach our clients is for the protein, just like we use the zero point 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. For fiber, we shoot for about one serving for every 1,000 calories to start and then use as needed. So if you're eating about a 2,000 calorie diet, starting off with 2 servings of vegetables a day is a great way to start. And if you're eating over that, going up to 3 can be an amazing way to make sure that everything works. So, first strategy is you want to be able to master your macros. Strategy number 2, you need to lift with intention. So many people get these two reversed where they think like, oh, I'm just going to work out heavier and that'll allow me to eat more and build everything. And while it may allow you to burn a little bit more calories, many times you can take an entire full body workout and destroy it with just a bag of peanut M&Ms. So when we're in a fat loss phase, we really want to be cognizant of that and making sure that we understand that you cannot outwork a bad fork, meaning that you have to keep the priority on the nutrition. But the second part is really learning how to build muscle. Many times we focus on resistance training, which is so that you can build muscle. And as you have more muscle on your frame, it's going to help you boost your metabolism and prevent the dreaded skinny fat with the post surgery outcome that everyone deals with. This can also be common if you are on a GLP-1 or you are doing certain weight loss techniques. If you are not maintaining your muscle, you're actually going to lose muscle at an equal level that you will fat, and that will leave you with less muscle definition and everything else. Resistance training helps you maintain the muscle while the fat comes off, where you will lose at a slower weight, but you will absolutely have a little bit of a better physique looking and be able to maintain your results for longer because the more muscle you put on your frame, the better it increases your metabolism. When you do that, it's going to help you. And the way that we coach our clients is you want to be lifting about 3 to 4 times a week. And you want to be focusing on compound movements like squats, presses, and pulls to ensure that you have a full body lift so that your muscles aren't getting too sore, but are actually getting stimulated and that you're challenging the reps.
Hey,
The,
Rob.
yep.
Oh, go ahead. Finish your sentence.
Oh, no. And the main way we do that is by tracking our weights and progressing them weekly.
So I just wanted to kind of pause you for just a second because there is somebody that says something, and I want to know. I'm really interested to know how you do this. Amelia says, "So hard getting that needed protein in. Sometimes restrictive pouch." LOL. So I mean, you've had weight loss surgery. You know how it is, and that's a lot of protein that you're putting in your body. How do you do it? How do you suggest that people get that much protein in?
So the way we do it in Busy Bear, and that's a great question, and that is very common, Amelia, for what we see when clients come to us. And you have to understand that that is just a standardized recommendation, is to go to the ideal grams per pound of body weight. Everybody's surgery center does things a little differently. There's also different nuances between your dietary restrictions, how much restriction you feel with everything else. So, what we kind of do is we will also track your calories for about 2 weeks. We will see what caloric range you are working on, and then we kind of adjust the macros based on that. When it comes to your numbers, it's so nuanced, but really it looks at starting anywhere with 60 to 80 grams of protein, depending on your height, your weight, and your body size, and then finding simple ways to do that. So I always joke you can't eat and drink all day if you don't start in the morning, but finding like very calorically um, dense
Like
foods that have high
high quality.
protein, yep, and leaner fats will absolutely help hit those based on how you feel.
And there's a bunch of comments too coming in. One more question before you kind of move on. And Terry says, "Oh." says squats, presses, and curls. What about those who suffer from back pain? And then topping that, alongside that, Tracy says, I have bad knees and back. What workouts? I do work out in the pool. What else can I try? So these are maybe some suggestions. And I don't know, that might be more focused one-on-one depending on, what people need, but any generalized help there?
Yeah, absolutely. The first step that we always recommend to our clients is to work with your primary care physician as well as maybe your physical therapist with exercises that you do. Many times, what we do in Busy Bariatrics is we will actually work with either your physical therapist and everything else to work around the exercise needs to get everything to do. When it comes to bad knees, it can be so nuanced from that. We've had clients that have gotten full knee replacement surgery, and we have gotten them up to squatting their body weight as well as gently increasing with time. So, just because you have an injury, it really does depend on the severity, what clearances you have from your doctor, and everything else. We've also gotten great results by having clients start with chair, floor, and bed yoga to help open up and get the joints and everything going and doing everything else. If it is bad back and knees, sometimes upper bodies can work, but it could really be nuanced. Brenda has allowed me that I will actually be giving some free metabolic assessments if there are personalized questions that I could touch base with you after the recording and help you get everything optimized for your journey, if that's okay with Brenda, even though you already said yes and I'm asking again.
Of course,
I'm
I'd love
weird.
that. And two, just to kind of say too, if there is a physical therapist in the mix, what I would recommend is talking to, like, if you talk to your primary care or your bariatric surgeon or whoever, I would say normally primary care, uh, they can order a consult with a physical therapist, and a lot of times your insurance will help cover that. So what Rob's saying is basically, if you're doing that, there might even be some medical, like, insurance coverage with that, and then you could pair on to what they're telling you as well.
If you get
Correct,
a
Rob?
Absolutely. And that's why we really stress for our clients, make sure you're keeping in touch with your bariatric team as well as your primary care physician, especially as every year we get older, we need to focus on bone density so that we'd have less hip, back, joint, knee pain, and all that good stuff. So resistance training absolutely helps, but it does mean that you have to see your doctors on a regular basis to get everything. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for pausing there for a second.
No problem. You know me, Brenda. I will fly through all of these and then we'll
I'll
be
be
there.
like this.
I know. Just give me, we're going to go like and do full dance
Okay.
mode. And then I'll know that Brenda's like, whoa, let's chill it a bit and get it. So, strategy three, we want to make sure we're walking with intention. Walking increases your NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and it boosts your mood and supports recovery. So many times when we are doing high intensity interval training or sprints or hard running, this can increase our cortisol or our stress level because your body, from thousands of years of evolution, has said, well, if we are running, we are probably being chased from something. If we are being chased from something or we are chasing something, we need a spike of cortisol to kind of tell our body to go fast and shut everything down to do it. And that's normal. Like that is very, very normal. But a nice little way that you can trick that system is by just getting gentle walking. And again, going back to what we did, um, you can also do just gentle walking for a lot of the things. And I'm seeing a great question. So if I need to look up videos on how to exercise, do I look up resistance training videos? Or what specifically do I call the exercises? Christina, that is an amazing question. And if you go to the Busy Bariatrics YouTube page, we have over 155 exercises that are already loaded in that are recorded by me explaining how to do the movement, what muscles you should feel, and what things you should be looking for to make sure you do proper form. If you are looking for specific workouts to do or anything like this, you can absolutely message me and we can send you over some free resources to help with that as well. So, back to why it's important. You burn more calories walking through the day than you do in that single class. And I'm sorry, I know The burn boot, orange, F43 people will always say that I'm the worst because I will say, as much as you are sprinting and going through this, if you go and eat a sandwich afterwards, you will actually be eating more calories there than what you are probably burning, which is why we don't like to let our clients get into this idea that you can just earn your food or that you can just keep burning in order to get it, because you can derail a little bit with this. So, how we teach our clients to implement it is you're going to aim for about 7 to 10K steps a day. If you are somewhere right now where you are like seeing something closer to, I'm only doing 2 or 3,000 steps a day, I would say increase by 500 steps a day and do that for about a month and just play the long game of eventually get up to your step goal. Also, break it up into 10-minute movement snacks. Something as simple as, like, I know when I get done a meeting or I'm tired from something, just taking a 10-minute walk around the block can sometimes help me reset, reframe, remold. And a lot of the times when I end up walking by the pantry, I realize I really just have to keep walking and go out the door and get my steps because I'm not really hungry. I'm kind of processing my emotions. Some ways that you can do that as well is pair your walking with podcast calls or audiobooks. Obviously, the BariConnected podcast should be one. And if you need another one, the Busy Bariatrics podcast should be two. And you can subscribe to the link that will drop in the chat. But strategy 3 is walk with intention. Strategy 4 is manage your sleep and stress. This is probably the most underrated, unsexiest, boringest thing that you can do, but will get you the best results long term. You need to understand that cortisol and ghrelin are real, and those both come from chronic stress and poor sleeps, which will sabotage those through hormone dysregulation. Ghrelin is what gives you your hunger cues. So many times, uh, when you do not get proper sleep, it will increase ghrelin, and that can cause you to feel hungrier, which is why people usually tend to struggle with late night snacking. You also have to understand that your willpower isn't infinite. When you're in a fat loss stage, you are kind of putting your body under another level of stress, and that increases your cortisol level. And not that that's necessarily wrong, but if you keep it increased for a longer period of time, it can have some debilitating effects long term. But really, some simple ways that we have our clients manage their sleep and stress is the 10-3-2-1 technique. That means 10 hours before your bedtime, you should be shutting off your caffeine intake. About 3 hours before bedtime, you want to start to stop eating or snacking if possible. 2 hours drinking, so you're not getting up in the middle of the night, and then an hour before, working on reducing blue light. So I see we have a question in the chat, Brenda.
Yeah, there is. Basically, Cheyenne says that she's considering having the sleep gastrectomy in 3 months, and she struggled with her weight for years now, which most people don't make the decision to have a weight loss surgery unless they've had that issue. She wants to lose about 65 pounds. And she said, based on that, she has the mindset, if she continues these healthier changes, could she do this on her own, or would getting a sleeve change that? And I'd like we can both give our impressions of that, and people here in the chat are welcome to share as well. Rob, what would you say about that?
I would say if you are consistent with everything, you should be able to do this. If you took all 5 of these strategies and really stayed consistent with them, meaning that you maintained your a gentle caloric deficit, so that you're not so extremely low that you feel restriction. If you started lifting weights heavy and consistently 3 to 4 times a day, if you start getting your step goal in, you're going to bed at a regular hour, I would guarantee if you can consistently apply that, you can absolutely start to lose weight. Where most people tend to struggle is when they can start to do all the things, but then sometimes with some mindset, it needs the idea that this has to be a lifetime as opposed to this is just to lose the 65 to 85 pounds, if that makes sense. Brenda, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think probably like just what you said, like those habit stacking can be really important. I think how I can answer that for my own personal self, like I tried stuff for years and years, and I would uh it always felt a little temporary, like the things I was doing, and I never saw the huge amounts of results like pound wise. So the sleeve gastrectomy helped me in that number one, it helped limit my portion size, not just temporarily, but long term. It also does affect those hormones that Rob was talking about, especially the ghrelin and some of the other stomach hormones. It can adjust those. So your hunger may not be as strong as it was in the past. Also, it does, depending on which surgery you have, there can be different metabolic effects, meaning the way the food is absorbed into your body. Sleeve is probably not as strong as in that metabolic placement as maybe the bypass or the duodenal switch, but it does still, I feel like it still makes somewhat of a difference. So those are just kind of the differences. And I mean, it is definitely, there's not one way. I'm not trying to sway you, and Rob probably isn't either, one way or another on what your decision is, because you have to be happy with that. But those are from my own standpoints. I felt like for me, it just helped me personally consistently make the right decisions. It was just like a tool to help me push me to make these, like put these strategies into work. But obviously, some people do it without having to have weight loss surgery.
So much of what Brenda said resonated with me. Of everything I did prior to bariatric surgeries felt temporarily like an answer. Like I could absolutely lose 20 pounds in 20 days. And then on like day 21, I'm like, okay, bring on the pizzas. With bariatric surgery for me, it kind of allowed me to have an extra level of support for my weight loss while I really focused on getting my mindset right, building sustainable habits, building lifestyle approaches. What we've noticed the most is that the more that clients look at this as a lifetime approach and stay even beyond our initial work and stay in our alumni program, the better they do because they understand that it's for life with that. Couple questions to go through. Brenda, is it cool if I just answer and fire through on my
I
thoughts?
would love that. Yes, please do.
Awesome. So, I'm not gonna say name. Can we say names? First names, maybe.
I would just first name. Yeah,
Got
I
it.
think that's fine.
So, Steph has a great question. I'm working out a lot, and I have about 80 to 100 grams of protein a day. I still find I'm hungry often. What can I do to help this? I don't eat much at a time, but I feel I'm snacking a ton. Steph, that's an amazingly good question and one that we get often. And the answer is always going to be, and everyone, you can take a sip of your water. I will always say it depends. Based on your height, your weight, your age can determine how many grams of protein you have. But if that is your ideal amount and you were still feeling hungry, what we would next do is say we should start to incorporate produce. That could be high fiber fruits and vegetables to help you feeling fuller for longer while keeping you at a relatively good caloric range. Simple example for that, our latest episode of the Busy Bariatric Podcast, we actually have the amazing Jeannie Boyer on discussing how to incorporate fiber after weight loss surgery. And Brenda is nodding for those of you who are watching the video because she knows Jeannie is a rock star and she does a phenomenal job with that. Let's go through here. Terry, good to see you, buddy. Can you repeat the 10-3-2-1 strategy again? No problem. 10 hours before bed, we should cut off all of our caffeine so that we help it have its half life and get through everything. At the 3 hour mark before bed, we should be kind of trying to stop our food intake, if only to help our body rest and digest. 2 hours before, we should be focused on um, turning off the water, so not drinking as much so that our body digests and gets everything through. And then about an hour before, turning off all blue light. So your cell phones, electronic devices. As a client, you know, we love for our clients to either read, meditate, work on breath work, and get everything else together, which is good. And then let's see. Casey, I think we answered that as well. The 10-3-2-1 is the what we just went over. If you'd like some strategies on how to implement 10-3-2-1, we'll actually drop a link for our metabolic assessment, and I will also send a video on how we incorporate that. So Yerli Garcia asked an amazing question. Does caffeine affect weight loss? I love coffee in the morning, and the answer, Brenda's going to like roll her eyes by the end of this or jump through the screen. It really depends. If we go back and look at like our sleep and our stressors, if you're having a moderate amount of coffee or caffeine within the early part of your day, that should be okay. But again, it really depends on your body and your technique. I would say for most people, if you are struggling to hit your water goal, and you are struggling with sleeping, the first thing I usually look at with clients is I have the discussion of how much caffeine we're having, as well as when we're stopping our caffeine. And just focusing and moving those two needles can sometimes be enough to adjust and do everything accordingly. All right, I think, did we clear the questions? Brenda, any more? I'll get to number 5.
I think so. Alanda says, please do. I would like that information, but I'm not sure what that
I
was
think it's the
regarding.
metabolic assessment. So I'll drop the link into the chat for everyone. And these are totally free. These are 30 minutes where I spend giving you my insight and advice as a certified personal trainer and a nutrition coach on how to optimize your bariatric journey for fat loss. Those are open to anyone. You just have to get on the scheduled list for it, but I'd be happy to help you see what you need to do with that.
And if somebody is listening to the replay and they're not on this live event, know that that will be in the comment section. So you can check that out in the description.
Perfect. So, number 5, and I forgot to put number 5 on this, stop chasing dopamine. Shiny objects cause off track wandering. If we are really looking for a fat loss phase, the biggest struggle I see bariatric patients, people on a GLP-1, people on an extreme weight loss journey, you are kind of chasing a goal that changes of I want to get into powerlifting and then it's no, I want to be a marathon runner and then it's no, I'm just going to work on intuitive eating and then it's no, I'm going to go to macro tracking. If you are running all over the place, you're essentially driving within a box and using all this energy to kind of stay in the same frame. If you commit to one or two things and say, look, we're going to shoot for 6 months, we're going to really commit to going in that direction, that allows for a better level of support that can get everything that you need to do. It's not that you're necessarily lazy, and that's not the reason why you are not losing weight. A lot of the times we notice with clients, they are dopamine overloaded, meaning that they either get to the end of the day and they're kind of like this because we're human beings and they wake up early, they do a full work job, maybe they have kids, maybe they have other responsibilities. And like Brenda's looking at me twitching on this and is saying, like, stop, you're shaking the screen. But the point that I want to make is many times in my own personal journey and from coaching clients, when we look at why late night eating is happening a lot of times, it is either from overstimulation, understimulation, or not regulating emotions throughout the day. So simple things like grounding techniques or reflective exercises, or simple things like using the 10-3-2-1 method can help you start to meditate, put yourself in the right place, and get everything through. The other part is we're marketed to buy things. I pass roughly 5 fast food restaurants on my way to work, and I work a mile and a half away. That's kind of ridiculous. So that's 5 advertisements every day that I have to pass that's saying, like, ooh, grab this, ooh, grab this. Simple things like just saying we're going to wait for tomorrow. And if I still want the McDonald's meal in tomorrow, I will track it, I will work around it, and I will enjoy it reflectively can help with a lot of what we do. You cannot out discipline a brain addicted to quick hits, but you can rewire it. I think many times the reason why people struggle with fat loss is they are not willing to commit to something for longer than a week. Even something as simple as saying, like, look, fat loss takes about 30 days to really get the body regulated and moving and consistent. But when was the last time you went 30 days without fast food? When was the last time you went 30 days without alcohol? When was the last time you went 30 days without intentionally grazing? So many times it just takes time and patience. while getting everything together to realize that slower, healthier dopamine loops are going to support fat loss. Some ways that we help our clients with that is really identifying what are our dopamine triggers that cause this. And it could be scrolling, snacking, or binging, and really start to look at some slower joys like walking, lifting, connecting with people, meditation, prayer if you're religious. There's so many different ways that you can start to slow your mind down to help you not have to go for it. I personally try to spend 30 minutes with my kids after I shut down at 9 o'clock, and I just choose to be present with either of them or my wife. Usually, how we determine it is whoever draws the short straw. So, if one of those three is stuck with me for the 30 minutes before I go to bed. But even something as simple as setting a timer to delay gratification by 10 minutes is a simple way to determine if you need it or not. So before you open the pantry, shut the door, set a timer for 10 minutes, and leave the room. If you still need the pretzels or whatever's in there in 10 minutes, put it on your tracker, go back, weigh it out, and enjoy it knowing that you've already meditated and you need this. Spoiler alert, most of the times you're gonna forget you even had it. So those are our five, and Brenda's like, but of course, Rob always is extra. He's always extra when I meet him in person, and he can't leave the other one. I will leave a bonus way of how we help our clients build muscle, burn fat, and that is simply to work with us. This is where we get to the shameless plug of Busy Bariatrics. You need to understand that community plays a very big part as well as accountability. And we have the ability to offer both in the sense that we have clients who are working on lifting weights, building muscle, burning fat, and holding themselves accountable with our coaching team and everything else. If you liked all of these jokes and comments, I actually, in my email list, we provide 4 insight emails every week. And then our fifth one is my rants on what's going on in my life, as well as all the discounts for these great products like ProCare and everyone else. Um, we just like I said with the podcast, we just had an episode of fiber, which helps go over how to increase protein. And finally, if you're like, look, I want to get this all done before the summertime comes, please sign up for our summer camp, which is going to be starting in May, but we are taking clients now. We have 14 of the best experts in not just the bariatric, but the fitness and weight loss industry coming in to teach their top techniques on mindset, fat loss, metabolic health, and everything else you need to thrive. Woo! I think I got it all, Brenda.
It's a lot in one breath, isn't it? Somebody's asking about your email list. So we'll provide that again. If you're listening to the replay, um, you will have access to that as well. So I'm putting it in the chat right now. Um, so that they have
Oh,
that.
perfect. We both did it.
And so we have yours. There's 4 links. I'm going to actually go ahead and copy all 4 of those and just put them all in there
Yeah,
in
drop
the
the fun ones,
comments.
Brenda.
And let's take some questions if anybody has any questions too. So we'll give that a second, and I'm going to jump onto Facebook too. I'm on there, and I'm going to make sure I post this in our chat. So anything you want to say as far as closing thoughts, Rob, before we kind of start getting into all this other stuff?
Yeah. Besides, thank you, Brenda. You've always been so good to me. The ProCare team has always been great to me. But it is it is easy if you know what you're doing to lose weight. It's maintaining it afterwards and building the habits, patterns, and behaviors that drive success that can be tough. If there is a question about how much summer camp is, Christina, we actually offer a very affordable package because the biggest feedback we got last year was that you have all these amazing speakers, and we offer a package that is as little as $150 a month, but it also includes your nutrition, your fitness, your workouts, and access to some of the top coaches and minds in the bariatric and fitness community. And if you click the summer camp landing page, which is that first one, All the information's there about what we offer, and you can just click and apply if you realize, hey, this might be the thing for me.
Okay. I am copying away here in the background.
No problem. I'll keep talking if it helps. Gang, this is the good time to ask questions. Please know that one thing we pride ourselves in Busy Bariatrics is we want to get the information into your hands however we can, which is why we have our podcast, which is absolutely free and is dropping some of the best bariatric dietitians during this series on what you need to know about nutrition. Um, our email list. We provide plenty of insight on the mindset and behavior change, as well as the nutrition guides to help you lose weight and maintain and optimize your life after bariatric surgery. And the metabolic assessment is totally free, where we really help look at your fitness, your nutrition, your stressors, and put it all together and give you a plan that you can walk out with and try. And if you even have the metabolic assessment, say, I still need some more support, we have programs with some of the best trainers in the market who can help you for as little as 150 a month. To give you an idea, check 3 or 4 other online fitness coaches and see if they offer a package that low where you get daily feedback on your workouts as well as everything. Lorraine, you can click the podcast link of subscribe to the podcast. We're available on Apple and Spotify, and it should allow everything. Um, if not, Steph, then just fill out. I will send another connection for you in a bit.
Too, Rob, I'm gonna actually share my screen here too.
Cool. I'm done, so we can take mine off.
Okay, let me go ahead and I'm gonna show them your website. I'm on the ProCare site here. So guys, it's www.busybariatrics.com. Rob, all of those links come from that you shared, all of those links come from this site, correct?
Correct. If you
Okay,
want to, Brenda, click on summer camp. That's
okay,
probably going to be our hot ticket item right now.
okay, got it.
And if we could stop real quick, here are 2 of our clients from last year's summer camp. Jordan came to us about 2 weeks post-op, and we worked with her in our one-to-one coaching program. She worked under me, and we were able to help her lose over, I know it's over 100 pounds. But she now is running 5Ks. She's working on getting her own unassisted pull-up and is lifting healthily while still getting her master's degree, running a summer camp of her own in the summertime and teaching full time. Ashley, on the other side, is a client who came to us last year, has lost over 60 pounds while we worked on the habits, patterns, and behaviors that can get major results while still also working on developing long term sustainable change to get everything.
Most awesome. So this basically, you guys, if you log onto that page, it's going to just show you it's busybariatrics.com, and it's going to kind of go through a little bit more of the program if you want to kind of check that out. And there is a sign up here on that page as well. So when you're looking at that page, I'm going to go back up. My screen kind of froze for some craziness reason. Okay. So that gives you a lot of information there. And then the regular website talks about how to work with Rob, about a little bit more about him,
Yep.
services, some testimonials, some free resources. And this is probably where you're talking about the workouts, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
When you get on there. So basically just lots and lots of free resources there. It looks like join
Yep.
for ranch product savings. So that's how you get signed up for the email or the
Yes.
newsletters,
If
emails.
you if you sign up for that as well, I will also throw in my 6 months worth of meal plans. So you can see exactly how we set up with the recipes that we use as a family of 4 to use for everything and to go from there.
Lots of good stuff here, guys, and a lot of it's free here. So, like, check it out. And sometimes it's just helpful to kind of see. I feel like you'll know if everything resonates with you and if it's a good fit for you. So, definitely check it out. Um, and at that, Rob, I'm also going to say Rob is an affiliate with ProCare. He has been like literally in the background of ProCare forever, and he finally came on board a little while back. What was it? Has it been a year yet?
I think we're coming up
You-
on a year. Yeah.
Okay, as an affiliate of ProCare, I'm going to jump on the ProCare site. They are our sponsor, so we are going to definitely. I'm going to jump up here to the main ProCare site. And when you get to the site, it's www.procarenow.com. We've redid our website a little bit. You're going to see some headers of products, which are going to list all of our upcoming products and new products and all the ones that we've been having on there. We have our loyalty rewards program, which is a new point system, which you earn rewards as you purchase. We also have a subscribe and save. So you definitely do save. ProCare is known as one of the lowest cost multivitamin companies on the market. And if you do the subscribe and save, you can actually save even more. And we just came out with on the banner here, it just showed it, the shop now and pay later. So like if you spend at least $75, you will automatically save on shipping. So just know that that's an option too. And you can actually do higher priced orders and be able to divide that out so you don't have one huge lump sum at one time. Lots of other resources here included our BariConnected podcast like we just had. The events like this are always on replay. So guys, if you want to go in and listen, here's the BariConnected page. Basically, when you go down, you're going to be able to click on Rob's again if you decide, whoops, this is right here. Click on Rob's event again and you can listen to the replay. So come back. A lot of times I feel like it's hard to be able to take all this information in on the first listen, and coming back and listening again, sometimes you'll be able to hear everything you didn't necessarily hear that first time without feeling the overwhelm. And then we do always put all of our replays on our YouTube channel, which is ProCare Health YouTube channel. Kind of click onto that for a second. And we have now over 500 videos on there. So feel free to go back and check out any of our previous events. And a little fun thing here, should be a subscribe button. Press this subscribe because you can always get notifications of new events. And if you type in Rob's name, Rob DiMedio, look at
Let's see how
this.
many we have on here. I think four. Is it
I
four?
know. Let's see. We have, I think that there should be more than three, but they're showing three here. We have optimizing movement after bariatric. Well, this is our fourth one.
Yeah.
So these
Okay.
are all replays. Optimizing movement after bariatric surgery, beating the burr, meaning the months ending in VER, October, November, December. And then
September.
movement, yeah, movement and macros to meet your goals. And we had Rob and Kim, a dietitian on there who talked about macros and movement.
Kim's
So
an amazing resource. She was my dietitian who helped me learn how to incorporate carbs and to live my best life and to learn all the balance we need. Our dietitians do such an amazing job.
yeah, I think she actually specializes in bariatric sports nutrition. So it's not just that you're getting, she's a wonderful resource. You're not only getting someone who talks about bariatric surgery and knows a lot about that, but also somebody who's very engaged with sports. So if that's your thing, that's a definite listen. And I would even recommend listening to that one 2 or 3 times because there was so much information from both of you on that event. So those are all the things. And I just want to say too, Rob is an affiliate. I'm going to go ahead. I'll be pasting his savings code so
Busy
you can
bee,
save
wherever you go.
10%. Busy bee. Save 10% on your orders. So, you can shop, save 10%. And on our products, I just want to mention a couple of our new arrivals, which I am super, super excited about. The two newest ones is this first one here. It's a metabolic G3A, and we had a lot of hype about that this last weekend when we were at our awards thing. I had a lot of people asking questions about it. I probably just need to go on and do a live event just on that because basically what it is, guys, is it's a companion product to GLP-1s, but also it could be used alternatively to a GLP-1. It's basically used to help stabilize blood sugars, help reduce cravings. It does feature a probiotic for gut health, and I cannot pronounce this word. It's AKKERMANSAI. It's a specialized probiotic, and then also just basically,
Eckermansia.
thank you. I need to take
I hope I
notes.
said it right, you know.
I'm sure you did. Um, So that's a fun one to check out. Right now, we have, since it's a new product, if you buy two, you get one free with code MG3A. And there's actually 60 tablets in this bottle, guys. So one bottle would actually be lasting you up to 2 months, depending on how you take it. I mean, it's recommended you start with one capsule, but you can actually go up to two a day. It's recommended that you take it for at least a good 2 months to get your overall benefits out of that. To see the overall, and I've been on it now for it's going on my 3 weeks right now. I started it. I'm on a GLP-1, and I started reducing my dose down, and I wanted to see if I could tell any difference. And I definitely noticed a difference in a few things. I definitely noticed a difference in cravings. I noticed a difference in my appetite. I definitely noticed a difference in my blood sugars felt more balanced, just not getting like hungry like I was in between. So yeah, I can at least give a little bit of a testimony. It's only been a couple weeks, but I'm feeling. And then our other new product that I want to say for new arrivals is our calcium peach flavored peaches and cream. And if you like peach, it does taste peachy. It is definitely, I
I
like peach.
I snuck
Did
into
you?
the sample room of ProCare and I definitely lined my pockets with the peaches and cream. I will tell you it is
I
great.
forgot about that.
I know. Can't wait for all the good people at ProCare to be like, he's not invited back. But no, it was good. There was one more question though, shameless plug. Is this coaching program available for some weight gain after bariatric surgery? And the answer is yes. We actually help dozens of clients at a time who are struggling with regain, putting it all together. We have some clients that are 10 to 12 years post-op that we have helped optimize everything uh, and get everything. So Terry Busy Bee will work on the G3A discount code. So we'll just put it in. There we go.
Yes. And it saved 10%. Is your code, was that code for something other than the affiliate link, or was that for your summer program?
No, that's the affiliate link for here, but you can go to a lot of sites and put in Busy Bee, and it will come in and get everything. So
Um, so I am looking, I'm looking to see if there's any more questions. Going back through the comments. Hmm. Okay, and then somebody just asked, wasn't there a buy two and get a third free promotion? Yes. So on the ProCare site, it's buy two, get one free. I'm sorry, buy two,
yeah,
get one free on the Metabolic G3A, the new product that I was talking about. So yes, you are correct on that. So, okay. Well, I think we're right at time.
yeah,
Oh,
Brenda,
as always.
as always, thanks for putting up with me for an hour.
I could put up with you all day long, but we always
Uh,
have a good time.
and you did. I kind of showed up to work early at ProCare and was like, "Hey, I'm here for the day." So they were
You
like,
guys are going to have to check out Rob's social media page. I don't know if you have that picture posted, but I thought maybe you did.
"We're gonna post the videos in a little bit of what happened when we got into the break room." I'm excited to drop those soon. So,
So check out Rob's Instagram page, and that
oh yeah, I have that
is
too. My weight is history.
My Weight is History. And when you check that out, you're going to be seeing some of his videos. When Rob was there, I had to share. So the ProCare Health office has this collage on all, like probably 4 or 5 of the walls. And the collages are pictures of patients, of people in our community, and throughout the years of events that we've attended. And so we put all these different collages everywhere. And there's one of me and Rob from an event, and he came in and we took a picture of us below the picture. So the collage picture. So I think I have it on my social media stuff. I know on my Facebook. I don't know if I do on my Instagram yet. I got to post more pictures. I just haven't had time. When you get back from these things, it just takes a while.
I know
Stephanie,
it's like we're getting everything there. All right, Steph, I have your stuff. I will put you on the email list and you'll be good to go. All right. So I think we did it,
okay.
right? Are we
I
good?
think we did. I think we're good. If any of you guys are attending for attendance through your facility, your weight loss surgery program, we do take attendance to these events, and I share those with over 70 facilities. So just be aware, I usually share them at the end of the month with a facility. But if you need to reach out to me specifically for any reason, you can email me at my last name, which is Hoehn, Hoehn, my first initial B at procarenow.com. Again, my last name, Hoehn, Hoehnb at procarenow.com. So, okay. Well, everybody have a wonderful night and take care. Thank you, Rob, for joining us. And until the next time, stay very connected. Bye,
Thanks, everyone. Have a
everybody.
great day.